So it looks like Gervonta Tank Davis is going to bring up 130-pounder Lamont Roach. Look like they got some type of special permission from the sanctioning bodies to be able to bring him up, and he'd be able to hold his title and Tank defend his 135 title versus Lamont Roach.
Boxing pros have started a massive debate over the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight, predicting that we may see a big upset in this matchup. The World Boxing Association has given Rowe the green light to step up to lightweight, where he will face Davis for the 135 pounds title on December 14th.
Man, I think Lamont Roach is a really good fighter, man, a skilled boxer, damn good fighter for his weight division. But I just want to ask the hardcore Tank Davis fans, is this the fight that y'all wanted? Is this what y'all was looking for? This what y'all was willing to, ready to pay your money for? And is what y'all was clamoring for? I know it's a lot of Tank fans talking about, well, who else he was going to fight? I mean, I don't think Shakur Stevenson ever got an actual contract, an actual offer where you can accept it or turn it down.
The WBA has set the stakes for Roach. If he triumphs over Tank Davis, he'll have just 5 days to choose between hanging onto his super featherweight title or claiming the lightweight belt. However, if Roach falls short in the bout, he'll face a 120-day deadline to protect his WBA super featherweight crown against a mandatory challenger. Roach will keep his WBA 130-pound title intact as he steps up in anticipation of fighting Gervonta for his lightweight championship under the same sanctioning body. Talking about the fight, Cigar Talk host Najee said he can't be mad at Tank versus Lamont. Roach is a champion, and we can't forget Loma was the first choice, and ducked the WBA's decision to let Gervonta Davis handpick opponents from the super featherweight division to defend his lightweight title is clearly and just to the true contenders at 135 pounds. This practice cheapens the sport by giving champions an artificial way to extend their reigns, sidestepping the real competition in favor of weaker rivals from a lower weight class. This matchup is seen mainly as a business affair, with Roach hailing from Washington, D.C., and Tank Davis representing Baltimore. The strong local fan base along the East Coast is expected to turn out in force, driving ticket sales through the roof and all, but guaranteeing a sellout no matter the location. The matchup is a safe bet for Davis, sparing him the risk of taking heavy damage, something he'd face if he squared off against one of the tougher rivals that fans are eager to see him fight. The desire is growing for the 29-year-old Davis to defend his WBA title against challengers like Edwin de los Santos, Floyd Schofield, William Zapata, Raymond Marralla, and Keeshawn Davis. Tank Davis would face tough challenges in those matchups, taking considerable damage on his way to victory, while his team at PBC is playing it smart, choosing for a more strategic bout against the smaller, less powerful Lamont Roach, a fighter known for his finesse much like Shakur Stevenson. Many fans on social media are puzzled by Tank's choice to defend his title against Roach, a fighter from the 130 pounds division, instead of taking on one of the top contenders at 135. A fan tweeted, "Lamont Roach coming up from 130 to challenge Gervonta Davis is a trash fight, but I'm still going to watch it like I watch every other boxing match, so it is what it is." Yet this kind of matchup has been a repeating theme throughout Davis's career. His management has strategically guided his career with precision, steering clear of unnecessary risks and choosing for safe, guaranteed matchups. While meeting tougher opponents might have boosted Davis's popularity, but it would likely have come at the cost of significant wear and tear. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis clapped back at a fan's critique on social media regarding his upcoming fight with Lamont Roach. The fan simply informed Tank that he had no intention of tuning in for his bout with Roach, expressing a wish that Tank would avoid fighting altogether rather than face this particular opponent, instead of being understanding and saying, "I'll try better to give you guys the fights you want." Tank cursed the fan and then told him to return to what he was doing. The core message from WBA lightweight champion and Tank Davis is clear: he's indifferent to fan views. Tank dismisses their expectations, pushing back against those who dare to demand more from him than he's prepared to give. Tank is like a figure from the Oliver Twist movie, where a young boy at an orphanage asks for more food. "Please, sir, can I have some more?" says the person in charge of the shelter. The boy then runs off. He'll persist in battling whomever he chooses, disregarding the fans' wishes for specific matchups. Essentially, Davis will keep picking opponents he's confident he can defeat, hoping to extend his reign at the pinnacle of the sport. "Gervonta, you wilding bro, I'm with you, big. But I'm dead not watching this fight with the Lamont Roach gang. I would rather you not fight at all on God's behalf." Lear states on X. With that being said, now shut the door and get back to whatever you were doing. Gervonta Davis on X reacting to fan criticism of his fight against Lamont Roach. It's disappointing to witness a fighter like Tank speaking to one of his fans in such a way. Many fans may not have watched the Baltimore native Davis closely enough to understand his true character, as he has primarily faced opponents who seemed like guaranteed wins. When he finally took the plunge, he made sure to tilt the scales in his favor by including rehydration clauses for his fights against Ryan Garcia and Mario Barros. These two fighters reflect the toughest competition Tank has faced throughout his career, not counting those who were either smaller or past their prime. Davis had the chance to face Vasily Lomachenko 6 years ago but opted against it now with Lomachenko at 36 and beginning to display signs of aging. Tank is eager to take on the task. There was one extra contender rumored to have been contacted for a bout against Gervonta Davis, Edwin De Los Santos, known for his past clash with Shakur Stevenson. In a conversation with Mill City Boxing, Humberto Kylo Betancourt, the trainer and manager of the 24-year-old boxer, revealed that De Los Santos got outreach from Davis's camp regarding a possible fight, and preparations were already underway for the matchup against Tank. Then, when boxing legend Zob Judah asked why the fight didn't take place, Cho responded they picked Lamont Roach when Judah said that Gervonta Davis's choice for his upcoming opponent made perfect sense. Kylo responded, "Hey, I ain't knocking on him. It is a useful fight. 130 will go up to 135. Why would you fight somebody who is a natural 135-pounder?" Santos, a fighter who naturally weighs 135 pounds, has mainly fought in the lightweight division, including his title bout against Shakur Stevenson in December 2023. In comparison, Rook, the reigning WBA super featherweight champion, is set to make his lightweight debut if his match against Davis is confirmed. Rook meets the challenge of moving up from 130 to 135 PBS to take on Devin Davis, who is a natural fit in the lightweight division. In this matchup, Rook may prove to be a more manageable adversary for Davis compared to Santos, partially because Roach has struggled to adapt to the 135 pounds limit in the meantime. Gervonta Davis had a fitting response for the champion in recess of the super lightweight division, who dismissed his possible opponent for their upcoming fight as a joke. Haney, the ex-undisputed lightweight champion and current WBC super lightweight champion, shared his thoughts on X regarding Davis's pick of opponents for his upcoming match, followed by a flurry of laughing emojis. Davis, however, wasn't about to let Haney's jab slide, firing back with the reminder of Haney's painful defeat that was later ruled a no contest. The Baltimore fighter shared a side-by-side image highlighting two important moments from recent boxing bouts. On one side, there's a snapshot from his clash with Ryan Garcia last year, showing the moment he sent King Reed to the canvas, eventually claiming victory with a punishing liver shot in the 7th round. On the other side, a frame shows Garcia knocking Devin Haney down during their match, which Haney would go on to win by a narrow majority decision, though that result was later changed to a no contest through this Jua position. Davis meant to emphasize his clear win over Garcia, contrasting it with Haney's more challenging encounter with the same opponent, subtly asserting his superiority over the San Francisco fighter at 29 years old. Hailing from Baltimore, he boasts an impressive record of 30 wins, with only 2 of those fights going the full distance. Known for his strategic approach, he frequently hunts down his opponents, sometimes conceding rounds to build tension before delivering a decisive knockout, often with a single powerful blow. As the reigning WBA lightweight world champion, he's not only won his title but also a lucrative payday. Numerous fighters are vying for the chance to face him, including the division champions, Teofimo Lopez, who recently expressed his eagerness to take on this challenge by the end of the year, but according to Lopez, who spoke with the Fight Hype Tank, he lacks the self-confidence necessary to take on the elite opposition. Lopez said the biggest hole that they have is that they don't believe in themselves. How many times did they say that Tank Davis was not ready for Loma and that they had to prep him? How many times did Mayweather have to talk on behalf of the Gervonta Tank Davis? I'm just stating facts. When questioned about a sparring session from 11 years ago, the WBO super lightweight champion reflected that he couldn't derive much from it except for the fact that Tank participated in some underhanded tactics. Lopez said, "We did 3 rounds. I was 15. He was 18. He was already a pro. It's different now, so much different, but I got to say I don't take no sh. He was trying to make a couple reasons, but if he's hitting me on the back of the head, I'm hitting him on the back of the head. That's how it goes. If you're going to fight dirty, I'll fight dirty with you." While Lopez exudes confidence in his skills, he doesn't underestimate Tank's talent. In an earlier conversation with Fight Sports, he even claimed to be the single fighter capable of defeating him. Lopez said Tank isn't a pushover. "I guess the only person who can really beat Tank is me. I guess I got to do it. Nobody else can do the job." We know that fans want to see the deadly power of Gervonta Davis against the impenetrable defense of Shakur Stevenson. Both fighters are lightweight champions, and earlier this year the unification match looked to be within reach. Tank and Shakur squared off just weeks apart, leaving them both on the hunt for their next opponent. Like many of boxing's most important matchups, This one is likely to simmer for a while longer following hand surgery. Stevenson is sidelined, allowing Tank to defend his WBA against a different rival before the year wraps up. When the fight finally takes place, it promises to be a challenging one to predict. During a discussion on the Jackson podcast with two-weight world champion Teofimo Lopez expressed a different opinion. He thinks the powerful fighter from Baltimore can overcome any opponent in the lightweight division, though he acknowledged that Stevenson could pose a challenge. Lopez stated that Tank is a good fighter for fans who enjoy watching boxing, and that he has qualities that appeal to them. He acknowledged that Tank could beat most fighters at 135, but noted that the only real challenge for him would be Shakur Stevenson, as Shakur's technical skills would force Tank to think more during the fight. Lopez also commented that Tank has mostly been fighting opponents of CTB class, adding that while Ryan Garcia is an A+ in media and social presence, he is not on the same level as a boxer, which is widely known.
He's a good fighter for everyone out there that needs to have, that wants to see boxing. Yeah, he has those things for those people.
Is he the best in his weight class?
And 35?
Yeah.
Yeah, he beats all those guys. And the only one that will give him a challenge is Shakur. Shakur Stevenson will give him a challenge because Shakur is technical where you got to really a little bit think more. It's not the thing you guys also got to see is Tank has been fighting C to B class fighters. He hasn't reached
Say that again?
To C class to B class fighters.
You don't think Tank fighting Ryan Garcia is an A+?
No, Ryan is an A+ on media, on the internet, social. A+. Yeah, but not as a boxer.
Tong is a good fighter for everyone out there that needs to have someone like that who wants to see fighting. Yeah, he has those things for those people. Is he the best in his weight class? Yeah. He beats all those guys, and the only one that'll give him a fight is Shakur. Shakur Stevenson will give him a task because Shakur is technical, where you got to really think a little bit more. It's not the thing you guys also got to see is that Tank has been facing C to B class fighters. He hasn't reached C to B class fighters. You don't think Tank is fighting? Ryan Garcia is an A+. Ryan is an A+ on media on the internet. Social is A+. Yeah, but not as a boxer. We all know, as I said before, Haney showed his amusement by flooding the fight announcement. However, Gervonta Davis refused to let the slight go unchecked. He fired back at Haney. With this Jua position, Davis looked to underscore his clear triumph over Garcia, contrasting it with Haney's more challenging experience in their fight, quietly asserting his superiority over the Dream. Interestingly, the fighters currently in negotiations for Davis's next bout were not part of his original plans. His top goal was a unification match against another champion in his weight class. Gervonta Davis was reportedly in discussions with the camp of Ukrainian boxer Vasily Lomachenko earlier this year regarding a possible fight. However, the negotiations fell through when the IBF lightweight champion chose to take a break from boxing to focus on his family. Loma is not in the mood right now. He doesn't have the drive at the moment. He's taking off. He wants to spend more time with the family. He doesn't want to do anything till the end of the year. A statement from Olympic gold medalist boxers manager Ace Kuss went on to say that no amount of money could entice Lomachenko to fight if he lacked the will to do so. He doesn't take anything just because of money you can give him, millions, tens of millions of dollars. If he doesn't have drive, he's not ready to prepare for the fight. He further stated, at 36, Lomachenko stood to earn the largest paycheck of his career by facing Davis. However, some fans speculate that his decision to take a break was a strategic maneuver by the Matrixes to avoid a showdown with Davis and safeguard his boxing legacy from a likely defeat following his bout with Ryan Garcia. It appears Devin Haney is now eager to engage him in a legal field rather than the boxing ring. This unexpected turn of events has bewildered both fans and professionals, who are left pondering the logic behind such a choice as the controversy unfolds. Bill Haney's earlier comments have resurfaced, intensifying the already heated situation. Many supporters are left perplexed, and Gervonta Davis seems equally puzzled by the events. The head of the Haney family had warned Garcia about the potential consequences and likely fallout of the upcoming showdown during the height of their banter in April prior to the match. In one of the famous clips, he could be heard saying enough is enough. I told my son to go in there and in Ryan Garcia. We're going to finally put him to bed in that what he's been doing ain't no more boxing. It's a fight. But amusingly, when Haney pushed a case on King Reed, he filed battery fraud and unjust enrichment charges. It didn't make sense to a fan who turned to his ex-handle and wrote, "Didn't Bill Haney say that they were sending in Devin Haney to kill Ryan Garcia? He said he really wants Ryan to die in the ring." Now Team Haney is saying they could have died and wanted to sue. It was in reaction to this post that Tank made his comments, pondering the striking contrast in statement and the unexpected twists of fate. Davis added, "It's wild how life unfolds at 29. Davis isn't alone in pointing out the glaring contradictions in the Haney family's key claims. Garcia, with a record of 241, also drew attention to Bill Haney's comments leading up to the fight. The Victorville native shared a short clip of Bill Haney where he stated Devin Haney is going to box you. Ryan Garcia is about to kill you. Garcia had a comical reaction as he also teased to sue him for such remarks. He noted, I have no other choice but to sue him. Garcia has faced significant repercussions from the NYSOC due to his positive test for the performance-enhancing substance ostarine, resulting in a 1-year suspension and a hefty fine of $1.1 million. Additionally, he previously compensated his opponent $600,000 for failing to make weight, coming in more than 3 pounds over the limit, despite their mutual interest in a rematch. The surrounding debate continues to linger. Furthermore, Garcia is likely grappling with growing doubts, especially given the recent lawsuit against him. On Friday, Teofimo Lopez showed at the weigh-in for the Canelo Alvarez vs. Edgar Berlanga matchup, seizing the moment to challenge Gervonta Tank Davis and several other prominent fighters. Despite the slim odds of facing them in the ring, Teofimo Lopez is desperate for a big fight. However, Tank Davis is unlikely to step into the ring with him due to their significant weight difference and the fact that he has more high-profile opponents to consider. Teo's recent performances against fighters like Steve Claggett, Jermaine Ortiz, Sander Martin, and Pedro Campa have left much to be desired, further complicating his quest for a big matchup. WBO lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez has stepped up to face Gervonta Davis. Teo's method of confronting Tank gave the idea that he was pleading with him for a payday, which is detrimental for his professional standing. This situation revolves around cash incentives for Teofimo. He often rehydrates to almost 160 pounds for his bouts at 140, which raises questions about his suitability to compete at 135. If he genuinely wants to challenge himself against a lightweight, he ought to demonstrate his worthiness by stepping into the ring with William Zepeda or Andy Cruz. It's puzzling why Teofimo took so long to issue the dare. He could have capitalized on Valery Lomachenko's news about stepping away for the rest of the year, making him unavailable for a fight with Tank in November or December. Tank is eyeing to possible opponents for his upcoming bout, according to promoter Leonard Ellerby. One contender finding traction is Jose Rio Valenzuela, who recently claimed victory over WBA light welterweight champion Isaac Pitbull's Cruz on August 3rd. Give me some fight, brother. He isn't fighting. I ain't fighting. What's up? I don't like people saying I'm ducking somebody. Why do I beat him because on the takeover? That's why Teofimo Lopez called out Gervonta Tank Davis. Teofimo's size makes a return to lightweight for a showdown with Tank Davis unlikely. While he might be tempted by the cash incentives, cutting weight could leave him in a precarious state. Should Tank agree to face Teofimo, he would probably push for a rehydration clause to prevent Teo from gaining excessive weight and possibly fighting at middleweight in the co-main event of the Riyadh season card featuring Terence Crawford vs. Israel Madrimov. Isaac Pitbull Cruz, the reigning WBA super lightweight world champion, went off against Jose Rio Valenzuela. The bout, held on Saturday, August 3rd, at BMO Stadium in Los Angeles, ended with Cruz suffering a split decision defeat after 12 intense rounds. Isaac Cruz had just secured an impressive stoppage win against Rolando Romero, showcasing his skills in the ring, while his opponent Jose Valenzuela entered their August 3rd clash riding high on his own wave of success, having delivered a stunning knockout to Chris Core in the 6th round. In the initial round of the Cruz-Valenzuela bout, the reigning champion Cruz unleashed a signature, relentless aggression. While Cruz found early success, Valenzuela swiftly adjusted to the intense pressure placed by his opponent boxer-puncher. Jose Valenzuela showcased his exceptional skills by displaying patience, timing, footwork, stamina, and ring intelligence throughout the bout. He successfully established control, dictating the rhythm of the fight. Valeria shined as he landed precise counterpunches with his uppercut, proving to be a consistent weapon and delivering amazing results. All night long, at the end of the 12-round match, one judge had Cruz ahead with a score of 115-113. However, the other two judges disagreed, awarding the victory to Jose Valenzuela with a score of 116-112 in his inaugural title defense. Isaac Cruz unexpectedly lost his WBA belt to newcomer Jose Valenzuela, a first-time world title contender. This stunning loss raises the question, does this mean a rematch with Gervonta Tank Davis? And Isaac Pitbull Cruz is now off the table. In December 2021, Gervonta Davis put his WBA lightweight title on the line against Isaac Cruz early in the fight. Cruz's relentless pressure appeared to trouble Davis, but by the 3rd round, Davis began to find his rhythm, delivering powerful counter-punches that changed the momentum in his favor. Sadly for Davis, he suffered a hand injury during the 6th round, despite managing to achieve a narrow unanimous decision win with just one functional hand. A specific segment of fight fans inexplicably started clamoring for a rematch between Davis and Cruz. In a post-fight interview, Jim Gray posed the question to Davis, "Does this deserve a rematch?" Davis quickly replied, "Absolutely not." However, some fans misinterpreted Tank's answer, thinking he dismissed the idea of a rematch because of the competitiveness of Cruz in their initial bout. In all honesty, Davis rejected the idea with a resounding no. If Cruz couldn't secure a victory when Davis fought the last 6 rounds with only one hand, how could he possibly expect to triumph in a rematch when Davis would be free to use both hands for the full 12 rounds? Gervonta Davis has problems brewing. It's not often that someone dares to call out the American boxer, let alone say they'd handle him with ease. But rising star Keeshawn Davis isn't shying away. In fact, he's sure he knows exactly how to beat him. So what big statement did Keeshawn make? The 2020 Tokyo Olympics silver medalist has quickly established himself in the lightweight division, showing a lethal combination of versatile skills and knockout power. Fans already see him as a future world champion, so he's now adding sharp trash talk to his arsenal while chasing high-profile matchups. During a recent chat with top-ranked the undefeated fighter, with a record of 110, voiced confidence in his chances against Tank, radiating optimism about the possible showdown. Reflecting on his upcoming fight against the WBA lightweight champion Keeshawn Davis, he highlighted the champion's predictable one-dimensional style, depending heavily on a single knockout punch. In contrast, Davis expressed confidence in his wider array of skills, saying he had every tool at his disposal. He stressed his sharp jabs, which were devastating left and right. Hooks and lightning fast speed were key advantages. On top of that, he boasted about his solid defense, which he felt would give him the edge. The businessman continued, "My stabs are wild. You see, I got that shot in the left hook or the right. You see, my speed is crazy, my def is crazy. I'm not saying that he doesn't have any of that. I just feel like I've got more tools than he does." He went on to discuss the primary distinction between the two and why he would be the obvious pick. Keeshawn Davis stressed the disparity and height between them. He added, "So if I got a short guy, I'm 5 feet 10 in, and I've got longer arms than him. If I've got a guy that is walking to me with his hands up, it's target practice for me, and you're not just going to catch me building on his point." Davis explained that Tank would be faced with numerous challenges. Confident in his prediction of victory if their theoretical match ever took place, he compared it to the legendary clash between Muhammad Ali and Sonny Leon. He continued, "I feel like I'll beat Tank too as well. I think it'll be Sugar Ray versus Roberto Duran or Muhammad Ali versus Sonny Liston." Enjoy this one. Check out our other videos on the screen.